No, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. See you later. Bye.
Short show.
Yep, short and sweet, bit like me. I'm sure other people wouldn't say that. So welcome to the Budget Models Buddy Build with me, Steph, and him, John Marley, piece by piece. Good evening, John. How are you?
I'm very well, Steph. Yeah,
Good,
I
good.
don't have much to report at this end. Just went for a walk along the beach yesterday and that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
It's still
I
pretty
saw
warm here. Oh, you
bastard.
saw it? Yeah. Yeah.
You
Anyway,
lucky, lucky man.
that's really nice actually.
I bet it
Yeah.
was. I bet it was lovely walking along the beach. Were you
Hmm.
looking at the peaches?
Sure. Yeah. No, there's a lot of
Do you have a
lots of
clue what I'm on
fruit.
about?
No,
Walking on the
peaches.
beaches, looking at the peaches, ba ba ba, ba da ba da da. The Clash.
Oh, okay.
Oh, get with it.
I've heard of them vaguely, but no,
Vaguely.
well, there's a whole lot of things that you haven't heard of, like you know, Echo Beach and all that sort of stuff.
What?
You know,
Echo Beach by Martha and the Muffins.
no, 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 no. Um, Montego Bay is another one.
Yep, heard of it.
Oh, you know that way. All right. Anyway, back to modelling.
We never got onto modelling.
No, we didn't.
We were talking about walking on the beaches, looking at the peaches. Do
Yeah.
do do. Do, do,
Yep.
do, do, do. I know, but I better not because I'll probably get a copyright strike.
Well, not if you perform it that badly.
Ha, ha, ha. You're not funny, you're not big, and you're not clever.
I haven't heard of those songs.
Ha. Anyway,
Yeah.
what is on your bench? As if I cannot guess. Oh,
Well,
quickly. Sorry, got a couple of comments. Steve from Tony Scale Modelling says, morning. It's bloody cold in the shed. I bet it is. Stuart McCandish Hill. Hello, Stuart. Hope you're well. He says, hey, gents.
hello, Stuart.
And he's giggling away at us.
I think he's
So,
laughing at my
yep, we've got those
non-knowledge
out
of.
the way.
Yeah.
So,
Hello.
there you go.
So I have a cup of tea.
Cup of
And yeah,
tea.
the tornado. Basically, I was lining up with the mat to see if all the ordnance was straight. I'm happy with the way it is. It's this one's slightly inboard, but I'm not going to break it off unless I do it accidentally. But all that's left on mine, really, where I left it last week, is to I could probably do a bit more weathering around here, but basically colour in the anti-coals, the wingtip nav lights, oh the landing lights are done. They're in place. So on the undercarriage, they're kind of hard to see, but they're there. Yeah, just a little bit of green and red and that sort of stuff, and then look for something to do to pass the time while you're finishing yours off. So I'll
Cool.
make a start with that. You'd think I could find my paint palette, hey?
Oh, don't. I've been looking for those all morning.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I have a dirty one, but I don't want to use it. But that's yeah, it's another one identical to that. It's very clean, but I just actually don't know where the hell I'll put it. Well, and that's the other tragedy I have. So uh, this one here, I was working on that one a couple of weeks ago. That's
Yeah.
now complete, but I've lost a bit already. So the
Oh,
last
good
thing I
lord.
was doing, I'll just change subjects for a moment. The last thing I was doing was, what was it? Yeah, I literally picked it up to do something or other. That's right. I had sanded down one tire and I thought I'll do the other three. Picked it up, and as I did that, one of the front wheels fell off because the disc brake fell off the kit instead of just the poly cap popping out sort of thing. So yeah, that's okay. Did that. Pulled apart the rear rims that are in two halves. Um, Repainted the center section there, which is just a gunmetal, burnt iron, and much the same as the fronts, like that. Um, and then as I'm about to put it all back together, I misplaced one of these, the rear hub half for the rear wheel. And I have pulled this shed apart a couple of days in a row looking for it, and I cannot find it. So this is all back in the box and just waiting aside until I find it, because I can't put the wheel, one of the wheels on without the inside hub, and it's not worth buying a second kit for it because it's quite rare now. So that's a
Okay.
tragedy. Oh well.
Right, put your hand straight forward.
Hmm.
Right, move your left hand. Left, left. Keep going left. Stop. Slightly forward. What's that silver thing in front of you? Just there. What's that?
Oh,
What's-
that's not it.
Oh, okay. It looked like a wheel rim. Sorry.
No, I have. It did hit the floor. You know when you hear plastic bounce and it ding,
Yep.
ding, ding, and it's almost like it does a flip and then it would roll because it's round. So it made about, oh, I don't know, at least 12 sort of noises. I've searched the entire. It's a double garage we have, and can't find it. Oh well, I'll keep looking at some point. I'll probably find it at some point, but yeah, it's away. Oh, so there we are. That's all I'm up to. I haven't done any of this since we did this last. Sort of, yeah. So I'll just get a bit of colour into it, as I say. So what is it? Clear red, clear green. That's about it, really.
So it's
So
off
what
with the
else I got?
fairies.
Yeah. No idea. No idea where it is at all.
Oh, mate. That's always frustrating.
Well, if you keep an eye out for it at your end, I'd
I
appreciate
will
that.
do. If I see it, I will holler
Oh, thank you.
and shout, John, it's behind you.
Hmm.
Oh, dear. So,
Oh,
is that all you're up to, or is
that
there
is.
anything else?
No, that's what I was going to do, is take some detailed photos and send it to you. But after I've done this, or while we're finishing off, I'll just talk about my overall opinion of the kit and how we've gone and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Do.
Cool.
So back to you. Back to the studio.
Excellent. Right. So, what have I been up to? Where are we? So, this is where I'm up to on mine. Just got the outboard stores to put on and the shoulder pylons and the CBLS. Doors and internals are painted. I've just knocked off the bloody one from there, which is there. So I'll glue that back on once I've done that. I found that my canopy is crappy.
Hmm.
I got some varnish on it, so I've just wrapped a bit of 1800 grit paper around a bamboo skewer, super glued it on there, and all I'm going to do is just very, very slowly, very gently take that varnish off like that. So just got to do that, and then get a bit of floor polish and then paint it with that, and then that will bring out the gloss back.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing. Very, very gently. So that's where I'm up to. So I've got a couple of comments. Stuart says that you will probably hear a crunch as you pull the scooter in or out.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Oh, yeah. Bearded veteran, morning, Tonka Fiddlers. Hello, Mikey. How you doing? Hope you're well.
G'day,
I will
Mikey.
get those eyelets printed over the week. Oh, well. Flip.
What happened there?
I just knocked off my jobber.
Ah. Yep.
Just
Well.
there. Well, at least it's down to the bloody.
Yeah. No, I've done that twice so far.
So what we'll do is we'll get a bit of my homebrew glue and just melt that Put that in there. And then get this. Get the super glue. Run it along that. Get a decent dollop on there. Flip it over. Unstick my fingers. Oh, that's good. Yay.
Oh yeah.
So unstick those buggers and then very, very carefully.
Oh, I can't remember which brand of grey I used on this.
No, neither can I. I've used, I think, about 4 different greys on it.
Oh well. Not to worry.
And it is an apps. This is why I don't like this kit. It's crap. And as you can see, just in there on the wing, on the root between the shoulder, between the pylon and the wing,
Yeah.
it's gone all white.
Yeah.
I do have some super glue accelerator in the house, but I just
All right. Oh, I found my palette.
Yay.
I have a white cabinet, and it's a white palette, so it was hiding in plain sight.
I've got a couple of comments. I'll just read them out because I'm holding this, as you can see.
Yeah.
Stuart says, "Morning, Mickey, you legend." And Mikey says, "Hey, Mr. Hill, aka Mr. Bryn."
Mr. Bryn.
That really isn't sticking. Right, only one thing for it. Take all the crap off. Right, go and get the accelerator. Back in a mo flow.
Boom.
Well, that's not good.
Um,
Can't find my accelerator spray, so I'll have to use the liquid, which is not as good, but hey, gets the job done.
yeah. I was going to use some super glue not that long ago for a different model. But yeah, it's all dried up in the tube in the last 24 hours. The lid was
Marvellous.
on. I can't understand why. But anyway. I've got some other stuff, but it's black. I want to clear for this particular operation. There we go. Ooh. Dum, dum, dum.
Ah, there you go. Mikey says Bryn in Welsh for hill.
Oh, of course.
Just put so it's not done.
Radiuses.
Now I need to get these on the right side.
What are the odds of getting it wrong?
Not very high. You know how you do it?
Yeah. Just see what which. Yeah.
On
So yeah, the
this,
back of the BOS pod.
yeah, as long as it's firing away from the aircraft, you're fine.
Yeah.
So when it's upside down, it goes on the left. When it's the right way up, it goes on the right.
Which is why, because of doing this with you, I was able to walk into Duxford and say to our friend John, "Oh, that's on backwards." Add a BOS pod on each wingtip. Come back to that a bit later. Okay. Gonna have to clean my glasses, it seems. Oh, much better. Hmm.
Come on, stick your bloody thing. Tell you what, I hope my 148 scale's better.
Yeah. I haven't hated this. I mean, no, I think, you know what? I've just realised. No, I'm not done. I hadn't painted the anticols on the sides of the intakes. I believe it's just the front of them. Yes. All right.
Tumty 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 tum. Stu is on his way. He says, need to go, gents. More drone course stuff. Cool,
Oh,
nice.
of course. Yeah.
Mikey says, have fun, Stu. Try not to die of boredom. Lol. And Stu laughs.
Yeah. I'll catch him later shortly. All right. I'll move that mug out of the way so I don't knock everything. Hmm. I'm sort of running out of places to grab this thing now. First world problems. Do you remember seeing a photograph many years ago of one of these fuselages in the back of a Herc? And I remember they had taken the nav lights off so it would fit in the wing box. But I imagine, like most things before, you know, C-17s and all that sort of stuff, anything that had to be flown had to fit in a Herc in the wing box in the dimensions there, which is why a Hercules and Orion prop are the diameter they are, so they fit in their own planes to go for a rescue.
Cool. And there we go. I've got them on.
Yay!
Steve says, hello, I'm back. I missed the start of the stream as the doctor called out to speak to... I had to speak to him about meds. Hope you're both okay. Yes, thank you, Steve.
Yeah, I'm very good. No complaints. I did see the doctor myself the other day, but he wanted to see me, discussing a couple of claims that are about to go in and stuff. Is there a circuit breaker panel above where the nose wheel?
Yes.
Okay.
But the thing is, though, with this, they've right Rolly stuffed it because they've got it open, but no doors. There's no door on it in there.
Mhm.
So, give me a sec. Let's go. So let me find a pointer. Okay, so in there.
Yep.
In the front one towards the front, we had to pop that open and pull CBs in there. But you couldn't open this one if that one was open. So you
Right.
had to close that one, then open this one, and then open that one. So you had to check CBs all over the shop in there. So
Mhm.
that's what those two did.
There you go. I don't have clear black.
Oh, I know what we're missing.
Oh, a bit of music.
Plinky plinky music.
I wonder how well Reichland flash tone from Citadel would work as hydraulic oil. It's a bit too brown, I guess. Try it. Smoke.
So, folks that are watching, what are you building? Also, give us a like. There is something loose within my aeroplane.
Yeah, I know exactly what's loose in mine. Sort of glued it again. This side, the main wheel well recess is, yeah, there's a gap there against the sidewall. Here it's all white, but you could see maybe there's a bit of a black line against just the inside of the door.
Oh yeah.
So it sort of came away, and it nearly broke and sort of fell inside, which would have been impossible to restore. So I was able to sort of whack it into place and glue it a bit more, but a bit fragile. It'd be right.
Ah, there you go.
Another one?
I keep knocking things
Oh,
off.
door, yeah.
Wheel bay door. Right. Super glue.
Come on.
There we go. Choppy chopped. And my master reality in miniature.
Little probe.
Yep.
That includes the angle of attack ones, doesn't it?
Yep.
Or does it? Yeah. God, that'd be small.
Well, I'm not putting those in because they are way too small. Look at the size.
Yeah. You should just glue your fingers together again, I think, if you did that.
Yep. Thing is, there's going to be lots of things wrong with this, and I know, and I've just got to the stage now where I need to get it finished.
Yeah.
Because it's doing my picking head in.
Keep picking it up by, I don't know, just the silver I'd painted chrome little spots on the side there for the clear red, clear green for the nav lights, but keep picking it up by that point. But not so bad.
Steve says sending lots of bits for my Mang F35A. Oh.
I've done one of them.
Mikey says, not building anything right now, just designing an extension and some extra storage for my desk. Nice.
So the Mang F35A, Steve, I'd imagine you'd be sanding where the wings attach to the fuselage, because that's probably the only fault I think I had with the kit is, yeah, the wings. Obviously, there is no sort of seam on the actual aircraft, and I just, yeah, the amount I had to sand back, I left a divot in the top of the wing where the joins the fuselage, and not really thrilled about that. Everything else I could deal with, like it went together well, but then the Tamiya one came out and just made that kit superfluous, I think. Would I build another? No. Would I build a Tamiya one? Yes. But not anytime soon. Turned out okay. I just don't have to look at it. I'll never see it again, in fact, because it's in an area I can't get to.
Niff, niffy, niffy, niff, niff, niff. Oh yeah, Mikey, get yourself some of this for the turnbuckles. Thin brass tubing. You'll need it. What am I doing? Yeah, knife.
So if you're watching this back on YouTube at some point in the future, Airfix had announced the other day for us the 2024 range, and included in that was a 70-second scale B25H and Bristol Bulldog, amongst other things. I am delighted with those. I'm certainly going to grab one of each.
Cool.
Certainly the Bulldog. But yeah, I mean, I'd be mad if I didn't get a Liberator. I've been waiting for a Liberator. There hadn't been, I don't think anybody noticed, but there hadn't been any 70-second scale Liberators available for close to 20 years, I reckon.
Really?
Well, can you think of anyone that you've seen anywhere? Like either builds on the internet or in shops, in catalogs, pictures, box art?
No, not really.
I've been looking for Liberators, for the last, say, 2 years or so, and yeah, the only ones I could find are the huge ones, like Trumpeter 30-second scale, and I'm not going to have like a meter wingspan. I just don't have the real estate for that. So 70-second scale sounds delicious. And a 48 Bulldog, I think, would be a perfect size. I did build their vintage classic, and I really enjoyed it. When I say their Epix. Okay. Well, I'm going to call mine done.
Really?
Yeah.
Bugger.
Well, I mean, I could just sit here. Basically, I'm looking around. These weren't too dirty. I mean, well, where would I put weathering powder or whatever? I mean, I've got it fairly clean.
Right, all the way up
Oh, the
the
tail.
tail.
The tail. Let's do the tail. Get a big brush for that. I'll just use actual pigment. SMS weathering pigment sort. Yeah, I used to think, because we do not have, well, I believe we have a tornado in Australia now, but it's at a museum over in Western Australia, and I'm yet to see it. But I had no idea why the tails were so dirty when I was looking at them. Of course, I didn't realize that they had the reversing buckets, top and bottom of
Thrust
the
reverse.
engines. Thrust reverses. I thought it was exhaust coming out of these side bits. It'd be, well, probably, well, it'd be an intercooler of some sort, air in there through a radiator type thing and out the back, but whatever they were for. Probably pressurization, maybe, I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Just at the base of the tail, the titanium heat shield.
Coolers.
Yeah,
I can't remember what for.
doesn't matter. Bringing up albums, videos. So this is just for viewers at home. This is a slow motion training aid, if you like, of if that's going to load, of how the thrust reversers work. So I'll click on that. I think. Here we go. In reality, it's a lot quicker than that.
Now play them a video of them actually going off. The sound is stunning.
Well, yeah, because this doesn't make much sound. Is it going to play? Have to hit the button again.
All right. So Steve says hello, I'm back, Mrs. Stratstone. Sunday, not building anything. I have it on the way. Lol. Cool. Also, on this side,
APU.
Yep, dust coming out of there.
Thank you. So a little bit of black soot. That's how that comes out. Don't want to overdo it, of course.
Don't forget to do the buckets as well themselves on the outside.
Sorry, the buckets.
Reverse thrust buckets.
Oh, yep, right.
They got shitty as well. I've got to do mine.
Really running out of places to hold this. I feel like I'm going to drop it.
Oh, tell me about it.
So from there.
And higher, all the way back to the tail. That's it. Start the back there.
Yeah.
It's thicker there, and then it gets thinner further forward. But it goes all the way to the leading edge of the tail.
Okay, thank you. Will there be a bit on the top surface of the engine at the rear? Like
Yep.
here? Yep.
Well, what you do is imagine all the shit that's been thrown out of it.
Not a very efficient engine?
Yeah, it was. Here's a freaky thing for you. When we're on the cruise,
Yeah.
we got talking to this bloke, and I had my flying jacket on with my 15 squadron patch on it. And this bloke we were talking to. He says, "What's that patch?" I said, "Oh, Tonkers." I went, "Yeah." They said, "What's the engine in there?" I said, "Narby 199." He went, "Correct." That was, I think that was a bit of a test.
Yeah.
We were chatting away. He went, "Yeah, I helped design the engine."
Nice.
And I'm like, "Oh, wow." So we ended up chatting lots. Yeah, Lee's keeps saying, "I want to go on another cruise. I want to go on another cruise. I want to go on another cruise."
It does look like we are definitely heading back to the UK. Bron was mentioning today which dates she was going to take off, and yeah, coming up on an itinerary. But
Oh,
then
nice.
other destinations are coming up. Which she said, like, if 2 weeks in Hawaii, I'm just like, no, that's a week too long. Because like we don't need to go there to go to beaches, for instance. Like they're literally just down the road from us.
Yeah.
And
So when
you
are
know,
you coming across?
oh, it looks like March or so, May. 28th
Well,
of
March or
May.
May, because
May.
there's April in between.
May.
Right. Let me have a look at my calendar. What we got in May? Oh, if you're around, you can come and watch Lisa doing Bad Girls, the show, musical,
Right.
between the 13th and the 18th of May.
Yeah. I actually don't know. We haven't booked anything, but yeah, she mentioned like because I've been to Hawaii a number of times.
Yeah.
With her, so I think it was 13 times, 12 or 13 times. But and Orion's, but she hadn't. And she was saying like it's 2 weeks. And I said no, because you don't want to go to shop. I don't want to go to shopping centres. They're the same no matter where you are in the world. I think.
Yeah.
You know. And she said like I'm thinking once you do Diamond Head, once you do like a luau, once you do you know
All that shit.
that sort of stuff. There's not much to do there. Like most of the island, like driving around it, it's just the same over. It's an incredible looking place,
Yeah.
but you've got to get away from Honolulu, I think, to see the real Hawaii, in my opinion. Because what's the point of seeing Diamond Head and that's all? Because the whole thing is just an incredible. Well, then again, I guess you do other islands. Anyway, But then I'd like to. She's been to Canada. I haven't. I'd love to get to Canada.
Yeah. Oh, Canada's gorgeous.
Talking to Bruin again, I'm thinking, well, if we can be in certain places, and I need to look up where the US nationals are. And oh, look, we're in. I'm not sure where it is this year. It's St. Marcos last year. So yeah, I've got to have a reason to be in a particular town, a particular time. Didn't know this was here. But no, she'd kill me. I think it'll be the end of the marriage. But no, got to think of places to go. But yeah, dates have been locked in. I mean, it's around her birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so there we go. Blackened tail. It's got a pretty groovy, because of the vortex generators at the base of the tail. It leaves a actual sort of nice bit of sort of, because I'm using actual powder.
Yeah.
It's got a pretty good effect, I think.
It does.
Right, yeah. Ooh. All right. Now, if you don't mind, Steph, I'll give a bit of an overview on my thoughts of the kit. Is that okay?
Yep, away you go. I've got this to do.
Right. So, parts list. Wow. This being go back to the beginning. The Eduard reboxing of a plastic is Revell, but with all their goodies and stuff like that. So that's the extras you get in it. So decals for 8. Is that in focus? Probably not. Yeah, 8 marking options. Eduard brass in seats and wheels, and photo etch accessories, painting masks. So pretty much a standard Profi pack. All the choices in this one, being a Desert Babes boxing, we're all, let's face it, the same, with different sort of ladies on the noses. Now, it does make me want to, I wanted to do mine as the classic sort of 80s scheme, because I mentioned at the start of all these videos that the only Tonka I'd made in the past was this one, that scheme, that squadron. So this is 617 Dam Busters. And the Dam Busters one and this one, there are, I think, 2 options, but they are just very much, there we go, Helen is the same as all the others, quite frankly. And I will do one eventually in the desert hemp and all that stuff, whatever you want to call it. But I prefer color myself, so wanted to go for this one. So apologies if people tuned in because they wanted to see a desert babe, but there is other times. So my thoughts. The overview, the plastic itself is starting to show its age. By far the worst part of the kit, I think, is the transparencies. The amount of flash that are on the clear parts is ridiculous. And I'm not sure what you call it, the flare pod at the front.
Flare, forward-looking infrared.
So the lens on that one and mating to the rear combing of that one is horrendous. Broke off a sky shadow, is that right?
What?
The round pod I just broke off.
ECM pod, Sky Shadow, yeah.
Sky Shadow, so that'll go back on. Yeah, so getting the clear bits on. The canopy's okay. Mine's come up. I'm happy with it. I did get some bit of glue on just a base of where are we? A couple of spots. So this is me pointing out my errors. There's a number of them. So there's a bit of glue there. There's a little touch of glue at the front of that there. But overly, the effect of the photo etch and everything inside the cockpit is rather nice. Steph was helping me with the color of the seats and certain bits and all that sort of stuff. It is probably hard to see, but the level of extra sort of detail that Eduard provided with this make it an interesting build. Fitting the intakes onto the rest of the fuselage is a bit problematic. The seam is, pretty obvious where that is. But there was a fair bit of there was really no detail on top of the inlets. So that's the only part of the kit that I've rescribed. Again, matching, yeah, little sort of square access panels in the front there. Yeah, I keep on knocking the pods off. It's nobody's fault but mine in that, like, the attachment points for the wing ordnance is pretty ordinary. I did have to pretty much shave off the attachment pin in order for it to sit flush. Now, knocking that off, then my view is if you use styrene glue or super glue, if you're going to knock something, it's going to come off. It's going to come off anyway. So that'll go back on. That won't be a problem. So I may have discussed earlier. These are the aftermarket. Didn't come in this kit. Aftermarket Eduard 822 pods. I believe they're 822. Is that correct, Steph? No, that's something different.
JP233.
JP233, 822s on a Hornet. Yeah, and yeah, they I think the amount of detail on them, I think it's lovely. They do add a bit of weight to this aircraft. I did put a nose weight in where I could in the front there, but it's quite it's never ever going to sit on its tail. The amount of stencils is a bit. There's a lot of stencils, and they take a while to get on. But overall, I think once I glue this back on, I believe, well, certainly in my opinion, the overall way this has turned out, I'm quite happy with. I've tried to the best of my ability, if that makes sense. Steph sounds like he's a little bit more frustrated with the kit than I am. I haven't hated this build experience. I'd do another one. I think it's cracking value for money for these. Yeah, I think a 48 one would be better. Just because some of these things are a bit too small. And for instance, there is some photo which I chose not to use, and I'll show you what they are now, because it's pretty much the only thing left in the box. Is these ones here. So, what these parts are. If I put something behind it, there we go. Right. They're the inside parts of the air brakes. I have my air brakes closed, so I didn't fit them. You've got the launch rails for missiles there, and these bits are pretty much the base of pylons where the ordnance attaches. So it's through the mounting hooks and that. You've got somewhere there, the angle of attack vane. These are those little bits there on the longer, thin ones. Are I'm not sure what you'd call them. The bit that closes up when the wing moves in and out from the fuselage. Those little bag things that inflate with bleed air. Not sure.
Wing bags.
Wing bags. There you go. Thank you. I didn't use them because I just thought they'd be, they just seemed to be the wrong shape for me. So what I did in the end.
Crap.
Yep.
Nobody's managed to make a decent one. I'll show you what I did in a minute.
I've just used styrene. Just cut into 3 pieces, so it's a top, a bottom, and then a slice down the center where the wing would actually move, and I think that's convincing enough. Looking at them, I wasn't that familiar with these. I did have a look around at Cosford, and it's all pretty cool, but a scale this size, I don't think it's not the first thing you look at. In that, if you have a picture of a Vulcan, I think the first thing people would look at is the intakes, and so whether they've got a seam down there and how well you've done that. I think there's other things people would look at. I don't know where people's eye would naturally go. I think with most aircraft models, people go, oh yeah, overall again, and then the first thing they do is have a look in the cockpit. Well, you can't see in a cockpit of a Vulcan, so you'd look somewhere else. But I think the overall effect of this, I think it's come up rather well. As I said, I had used these ones. I haven't got them here, but the top-notch mask set for it, I think, was wonderful and worth the purchase price. It just took all the butt hurt away from trying to get the lines roughly in the same as the right sort of location and everything. The only bits that are a bit sort of weird, in my case, are covered up. It's down the centre line and basically underneath the fuselage. But you can't see it because of the ordnance that I've chosen to put on mine. But yeah, overall, I think it's worth doing. I'm glad it's finished. But I'm proud to put it on the shelf next to the other things that I have. I think it'll go very nicely with the Jaguar that I have, which is the same scheme. The only problem I did with that is I used a different sort of pigment to do grabbing it out of the cupboard, which is why I'm sort of stretching. Ugh. Yeah, well,
You need to put a little bowl of milk in front of the Jaguar.
yeah.
Yep.
So you can see, I think this has turned out nicer than that. But the paints I've used and all that sort of stuff like that, this is probably about 2 years ago. So, if you keep building models, you gradually get better. But yeah, I think, I do like RAF aircraft, particularly World War II, but I build any era. But these ones, these aircraft, British aircraft, have always been favourites of mine. I guess it's my my weakness, my go-to kit. If I get a British aircraft, I'd be happy with it. There's a comment there from Mikey, the bearded veteran.
Give me a sec. I have seen you were talking. Love piece, John. Oh, lovely piece, John. Are you going to put it on a base?
If by base you mean diorama, why not? Let's do it right now. This is the appeasement part of the episode. In line with the yellow. Job done. Thank you very much, Mikey. Good tip. Oh, you mean a one that I'd build myself? Oh, I see. Yeah, I hadn't thought of doing that. I might at some point. Yeah, let's face it. I'll just say no. I need to glue this back on. Where's my... Yeah. Oh look, Mikey, here's just for you. It's my silver paint on my box there. It's another bit I found.
And he says, nice. Cool. Well, while you're gluing that back on, I'll go through mine. So, here we go. Right. Bit of crap and shit on the tail. You can just about see it. It doesn't show up very well on the camera. My wing bags, they are beige in colour, and I use some foam wrapped in tissue paper and then squished it all in there. I've got 2 CBLS on, carry bomb light stores, and I've got my steps on. I've got my earthing point and my charging point open. I've got my refueling and my CSMS points open. So yeah, like John, I'm going to call it done. Thing is, what I hate about the Revell model is there is no detail there. That you lose that because of the way the front end joins the main fuselage, and it's just shit. I've got an oxy trolley to go with it. I've got a hooching to go with it somewhere. And I've got my RBF tags to go on as well. So those are the things that I've got to do. But yeah, I'm going to call it done. I'm with John on this one.
Hmm.
I've got the 148 Italeri one to do, which I'm really looking forward to, because that is going to be better than this one. I've got to say, but the Revell one is crap. I hate it. I did the 132nd scale one, and that is just horrendous. The fit is so poor. But it's done. It's taken us a while, mainly because of me and things that have been going on in real life, like getting married, going on honeymoon, shit like that. So modelling took a back seat last year, but it's coming to the fore. I've got a couple more buddy builds to do. One with Mikey, one with Steve. We're doing the Rodent Albatross. Get your fresh albatross. So probably give it a break next week and start with Steve and Mikey the week after. They don't know that yet, but hey. There we go.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for being with us, John.
Always a pleasure.
I've really enjoyed it.
This has been a learning curve.
Well, that's what it is. It's all about a learning curve.
Yeah. That's great. I learned a lot of things about this aircraft by building it. That's half of the reason, half of the joy of this hobby, I think, is, the deep dive you can do into books, photos, manuals, all that sort of stuff. I think working with somebody has experience on the actual thing has been a lot of help. And thank you for the invitation, Steph.
Not a problem. Thank you for taking me up on the offer. Ah, here we go. Found it. I have the Hoochin. Give me a sec. So I've got the Hoochin to go with it. And a towing arm.
Cool. Are you going to put yours on a base?
Yes. And I've got ground crew to go with it. So yeah, that will be at a later date.
Well, I have two of the 48 scale Italeri offerings of this. GR1s. I'll do one as a GR1, one as a GR4. So your call, your channel, if you wanted to do the next one as a buddy build at some future point.
Can do. I have got stuff to do first with
No, your time.
A couple of other guys. So yeah, I will be probably be doing it with them first to get that done and out of the way, and then once that's done, we'll be able to do them.
Yeah. But again, thank you, Steph. It's been great.
No, thank you. So, if you'd like to say your tatty bye, young man.
Hooroo. Keep modelling. Have fun.
Yep. Remember, guys, stay safe, keep modelling, and I will see you soon. Bye.